Hi everyone, it's Reid with Rachel's Super Creations. I decided that I was going to make a junk journal live today. I am on a couple of design teams, and I have a design team project from That's Just Penny. I'll put her information in the post when I'm done. And this kit is not been seen yet. It's a brand new kit, and it's not been released. But I'm going to go ahead, and you're going to get to see a sneak peek of the kit yourself. So I'm trying a new technique for a cover today. I know it's kind of been out there before, but I'm just using craft paper. And then I went to the Dollar Tree and I got a liquid shoe polish in brown. And I've already put a layer on. You can see it's still kind of wet, but I'm wanting the leather look. So I'm just getting the liquid. I noticed when I put it on the first time that it was kind of foamy. And so I need the dye to get down farther. So what I'm doing is I'm just pushing it down, and I'm putting it in circular motions because I want it to have that faux leather look. So I'm just kind of going in circular motions. This is not a new technique. I know a lot of people are out there are using this technique to make this faux leather look, but I hadn't done it before. So it's a new technique for me. I didn't make it up, but it's something that I have not done before. So I'm just going in circular motions. I'm trying not to saturate this paper completely. I just want to kind of give it some texture. And it's one of those techniques where you're going to have to layer a little bit. So you're going to have to do it, let it dry, do it again, let it dry to get that true leather look. So let's see here. I'm just going in circular motions, just giving it a good dose of the color. All right, so and you want to make sure you get your edges really well also. So I'm just going to take this and set this to the side and let it dry. And I'm probably going to put one more coat on it. I think you can kind of see it has kind of a swirl motion. The lighting's not great, but it really is starting to look a little more like leather. So I'm going to set that up here. I'm going to clean my work surface because I do not want to get shoe polish on my pages. And then we're going to do a flip through of what some of these pages from the kit look like. All right. So usually when I'm cleaning inks up, I use baby wipes. But because this is shoe polish, and I'm not sure that baby wipes will get it up, I'm actually using a stronger cleaner. All right. Okay. So this is one of the pages. I actually did a sample page. So this is one of the pages that she has. It's just beautiful. And these tags are also in it as ephemera. I fussy cut them, and then I ran it through my sewing machine. Not sure if you can see this, to make this perforation without thread. So you can see the holes on the back. She has these tags that you can cut out. I just added some sari silk ribbon. She has these huge tags, which I love. And then this was a page that I actually just cut and created a tuck spot. And this is a piece of her ephemera, which I created a tuck spot, and so on. So this is one of the pages. This is the size that I'm going to make, so it will fit into the cover well. So let's take a look. I coffee dyed all of the papers. All the other papers I coffee dyed. So And for those of you who know me, there's certain pages that I do multiples of. So like because I love dictionary pages and I use them a lot, I will go ahead and make lots of copies of this. All right. So, so this is another one of her pages. So this is a dictionary page. And you can see I just coffee dyed it on the back. Let's just kind of open these up. I just think these pages are gorgeous. And this one already has the lines on it for you. And I've already kind of noticed that this was a scrap piece of paper. I just went ahead and I tea dyed, or I'm sorry, coffee stained it anyway. I'm going to cover that up. But when you're dealing with junk journals, you don't want to throw anything away. It's amazing what you can use. This is one of my favorite pages. I just love that page. So I'm thinking it's going to kind of go in like that. And then this was the paper that I used as I was tea staining. I'm going to cut this. I love the sound of it. Hi, Judy. Glad you caught me live. I'm just making a junk journal live today. Something I've never done before. So as you guys pop in, please say hello. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, Rachel's Super Cute Creations. I'm just showing a kit. It's a kit that has not been released yet by That's Just Penny, and she's a digital designer. And I'm getting ready to do a design team project, and I just decided I was going to do it live today. So thanks for joining me. So here's some of her ephemera pieces. These are actually 2 pages. It's actually pages that I put double, and I'll show you what I'm thinking. So I ended up shrinking them so I could get 2 on a page. And I decided to make them ephemera. Go ahead. The other thing that I love about digital kits is that you can resize them however you want. So if I wanted a small journal, I could resize it and have a small journal. Or I can resize pieces to make my own ephemera, even if it's not in the kit. So my thought is this. So isn't that the perfect little journaling spot? The perfect size. All right, so now that we've done that, let's see. I love these balloons. I asked her for vintage sort of steampunk balloons. That was my thought. I love this Sears and Roebuck company. So we're definitely going to take a look at that and use that. Sorry, guys, I'm not sure why my camera keeps wanting to refocus. I think something is going on with YouTube because I had some problems logging on earlier. So hopefully that'll stop. Here's some tags that are in her kit. Here's some larger journaling cards that she created. And I think that's it. So that's it for the kit. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to get started. We're just going to dig in and get started. So I need to cut down my pages. So I'm going to grab my cutter. And I'm just going to use my small cutter today since we're live. Normally I would use my larger one. But I do need to see what size. I actually had her develop this back in June. And we're releasing it for a swap in our Friendly Junk Journal group this June. So it's been almost a year in the making. So it's been a while since okay, so this is 5.5 by 8 folded. All right, so I already have some pages folded, and I am just going to go ahead and I'm going to cut them. All right. Making sure my measurements are right. It's not quite 5.5. It's almost 5 1/4. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Shave those off. Shave off these bottoms. So when you print the kits, you can do them a couple of ways. You can print them borderless, which is what I like to do, and it leaves, or your printer may have a setting that says minimum borders, and that's what my printer has. So I went ahead and did that when I cut these. So when you are printing digital kits from the various designers that are out there, you want to make sure that you print it borderless or you print it with minimum borders so that Honey Creations. No, my brand is Super Cute Creations, Judy, and the company that's going to be releasing this kit is That's Just Penny. So that's her, that's who made this kit. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut these pages and they'll fit right inside here nicely. I'm going to go ahead and just do that for the rest of them. Most people will cut their pages individually, and I a lot of times do that. The reason why I'm not doing that is because if you've ever made a junk journal and you start stacking pages inside each other, and pretty soon they start sticking out or they're not even on the ends right here. That's because you lose a little bit of space every time you stack a page inside of a page. And so when at all possible, if you don't want that look, and there's nothing wrong with it, but if you don't want that look, you need to cut as many pages as you can together. Now, you don't want to cut a ton of pages because then your cuts won't be even and straight. But as you can see, even though I cut these all the same, you can see that these stick out a little bit farther. So you have to kind of move some of your pages because as you add more pages, it makes more room. So see how I added those two in there, and now all the pages are pretty even. So just a little trick for those of you who are starting out junk journaling or just have had some struggles. Excuse me, I can't talk. Have had some struggles with getting those pages straight. And I actually need to trim just a little bit more off of these. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. So a lot of junk journalers will make various size pages. And that's fine. I do that sometimes, and sometimes I try to keep them all the same. It just totally depends on your style and what you like. So just wanted to give you that heads up. All right, so these are the last bits of pages that I need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting those, and then I'm going to clean up all of my scraps. So hopefully everyone's having a great day. I'm from Michigan, and the weather is about 46 today, which is warm for us. I'm so excited for spring. Tired of snow. We had a very long winter here in Michigan. And so I'm just ready for spring to come and our flowers to get here and summer to be here. All right. So I see Judy's on here. I see there's someone else viewing. Please put a comment in so I know who you are. I appreciate everybody viewing. As I said, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. All right. So we have just a couple more pages to finish up, and then we will pretty much have all of our pages together, and it will be time to start embellishing. So see, this is what I mean by as you start to do pages, they'll kind of stick out a little bit. If you want one signature, now you can do more than one signature and it won't. And then see if I move it to the outside, I still have a little bit hanging off. So, you know, it's just something to think about as you're building your journal. All right, last couple pages. Also, there's a couple different ways that you can copy dye paper. And I'm not sure if everybody knows this, but in order to make your paper acid free, because coffee and tea are acidic, so you really should not just coffee dye your paper with coffee and water. You need to add some baking soda. And I typically use about a tablespoon for each about gallon that I use, and that will change the pH in your water so that in the acid in your water, in your tea or coffee, so that your paper becomes acid free. So if you're not concerned about that, if you're, I mean, most junk journals or journalers, it's just for themselves or they're writing in them. But if you want it to last a long time, you do need to make sure that it's acid free. So just a little tip for people out there as well. I didn't learn that when I first started, didn't know that. And, but so I didn't do that to start, but now I'm doing that more often. So I'm going to trim just a smidge off because this journal is just going to be a one signature journal. Most of the time I do two signatures, but this one is just going to be a one signature journal today. So I'm going to trim a little more off. And it's going to be chunky. So those are the pages. I think that's going to be a nice journal. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get these scraps out of the way so that we can move on to our next step. And our next step is going to be probably doing one more coat on that cover, letting it dry. We'll start embellishing some of the pages. And then from there, we'll move on. I see we have a few more people that are joining us. Please, please, please leave a comment so that I can acknowledge you in my group or in my video. I am making a junk journal from start to finish live today. First time I've done this, so bear with me. I make a lot of videos, but I typically don't make a junk journal from start to finish on YouTube. Okay, so here's where we are. This paper is looking gorgeous. I'm going to do one more coat because I think one more coat will just about do it, and then we're going to let it dry real good. So once again, this is just Dollar Tree brown shoe polish liquid. Now I have tried the non-liquid version, and I'll go grab that at the end. It has more of a waxy feel to it, and I'm thinking I might use that as the very last coat. But I did not like it on the paper first. It just took way too much time to get the color that I wanted. And I did use that one on a manila envelope, so I haven't actually tried it on the craft paper. It might be a little bit different on the craft paper, but on the manila envelope, didn't really like it. So some of you may have better luck with it than I did, but I just did not have good luck. So I'm just going in a circular motion back and forth because I want to give it that faux leather look. I think this vintage hot air balloon will definitely look good with a faux leather cover. All right. What do you think so far? I'm really liking that. So this is, let me show you what the original color was. So here was the original color. Here's the leather color that we got. I think we're getting pretty close to having it look like leather. So thank you, Judy. Have you used the shoe polish technique before? She said she loves the shoe polish technique. First time I've ever used it. So I really like it so far. You have used it. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to let this dry and then we'll come back over. Judy, do you use the liquid shoe polish or do you use the canned shoe polish? Just wondering. So I'm going to set that to the side. All right. And I'm going to grab the canned shoe polish so we can use a little bit of it when we're done. Okay. So this is a dollar store canned shoe polish that I got. And I'll be honest, you can see it's more of a waxy feel, has more of a wax base to it. It definitely has more of a smell. Excuse me. So, I don't know. We'll try it. See if we can shine it up a little when we're done. Okay. Let's move on. Let me clean off my surface and we're going to start embellishing these pages. All right. Hey, Erica, thank you for joining. I just did another impromptu video. Yes, that was craft cardstock. Let me show you the back again. Just plain old craft cardstock, and I used liquid shoe polish to make leather. This should be right up your alley for steampunk journals. Thanks for joining. All right. So we have already cut the pages. We have already started the cover. A lot of people ask me, how do I make junk journals so quickly? I can pretty much make a junk journal within a couple of hours, as long as I have things prepped. And so I prep a lot of things. Leslie, you're fine. All I've done is started the cover and cut the pages. So we're going to get into the embellishing part next. So you're good. All right. So the next thing I want to do is just kind of figure out how do I want these pages. And I know I don't want that one there. So I'm just trying to figure out how these pages are going to go. As I said, for those of you who are just joining me, this is a design team kit from That's Just Penny. And this kit has not been released yet. It was made especially for our friendly junk journal people Facebook group. In June, we are going to have a page, a hot air balloon page, and this is my page. And so she created a kit for me. And I told her today that I was going to do a pre-release, even though it's not quite time yet. Okay, so here we go. You know what, you guys? I forgot to put in my parchment paper. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my parchment paper because I just love the sound of it. All right. Judy, if you want this kit, I'll put the link for That's Just Penny below after we're done here, and then you can get with her. I'm sure she might be ready to release this kit. We developed it, as I said, back in June, and so she was just kind of waiting for me, and I got busy. For those of you who know me, I am releasing my own junk journal kits, and so I've been kind of tied up working on those. I'm also a design team member for Calico Collage, so I keep myself pretty busy in this junk journal world. Oh, June is when we're doing our page group or our page swap. So you should be able to get the kit. Now that I have shown the kit, I'm sure she'll release it and allow people to start purchasing it. Just let her know that you saw it from me, and I'm sure she'll allow that to happen. She's pretty good about that. And I'll let her know that people are interested in it so she can get it in her shop. All right, so I just added those just because I like the sound, and we are going to get started. All right. So as I've shown you guys before, these are my favorite scissors. These are Fiskar scissors. They are easy on your hands, and I like to cut ephemera with that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this ephemera. So normally when I work on junk journals, I cut all my ephemera first. But as I said, this was an impromptu video. So I apologize that my ephemera was not cut ahead of time. So I was a high school teacher, was not an elementary teacher because I do not have the best cutting skills. Once I found these scissors, I can cut ephemera so fast because I don't have to, they're much more precision. And you can see this has a lot of bumps and edges and things like that. And I'm able to cut these quickly. So I cut ephemera all the time in front of TV. So look at that. All right. Erica, are you still here? You're awful quiet. I see there's more people joining us. Please, please, please comment in the box so that I can say hello. Any questions you have, I will definitely answer as we go. So please make sure that you leave me questions and I'll try to answer as we go. Oh, Erica, you are still here. Good. All right. So I'm thinking I want to use this as a pocket. I think that'll be a perfect slot. A lot of people ask me what kind of glue I use. I use two types. I use Arlene's and I love to use glossy accents. So for today's project, because I want to be fast, I'm going to use glossy accents. If you haven't used glossy accents, it's mostly to make 3D embellishments and things like that. But it is great glue for buttons and for just gluing things down if you haven't used it yet. So it's definitely a purchase that you need to make if you don't have it yet. All right, so I am going to add this. All right, so I now have a pocket right here. All right, and I'm going to let that dry. I'm probably going to come back and add some layers to it, but I want to just move on. This page I kind of like as it is. I'm thinking I might add a little piece of fabric. So let me find my fabric scraps. Here we go. All right. So those of you that have been watching me know that I'm kind of into fabric right now. So I'm just going to add a little fabric scrap up here and leave it stick out just a little bit. So not a lot of embellishment, but just enough to give it some dimension. There we go. All right. Let's see. I'm really liking this. This might have to be part of my cover. So what else do I have in this fantastic kit? The other thing that's one of my favorite things to use is book pages and dictionaries. So I have in the kit that I am getting ready to sell, I have all kinds of dictionary pages, but also I have foreign book pages. And so I'm thinking we need to add some foreign book page to this, since when this balloon, during this time, the balloons would have, a lot of times they traveled around the world. So I'm going to grab my French dictionary. I'm going to tear a page out of there, just like that. I'm going to get my inking tool. Maybe. Here we go. All right. Bonjour, Erin. Glad you made it. All right, so I am just going to tear this. I'm going to distress the page. I'm using Tim Holtz tea dye. I have Maryland here, Texas here. Who else is here? I'm from Michigan. We have Canada. California. Guys, I'm just decided I want these straight edges off. So sometimes I do that. Sometimes I ink edges and realize that I don't really like that. All right, so I'm going to add this book page right here. Just like that. Actually, I'm going to go right to the top. Because I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get out my fabric again, guys. And I'm going to make a fabric pocket right here. So for those of you that haven't seen my fabric embellishment tutorials on my YouTube, I just did a couple recently. What do you think? Yes, I think that is going to be perfect. All right. And then I'm going to take some music page. So I'm not sure about everybody else and how you create, but I just kind of go on the fly. Rarely do I have a plan, and I just go with it. And then if I don't like it, I fix it. The cool thing about junk journals is there's a lot of things you can do. If you don't like it, you can start over. You can cover it up. I love using different mediums. So I'm going to add that to the fabric. And then we're going to use some of the ephemera that came in the kit to decorate this up a little bit. All right, what are you thinking so far? Oh, I'm glad we have a new subscriber and new to making junk journals. Awesome. Thank you so much for those of you who have been supporting me and following me on YouTube. This is fairly new for me, and I just really love teaching and sharing with all of my YouTube subscribers. So please continue to follow me. If you have questions or you need help with something, please feel free to just ask, because that's what I'm here for. All right, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take one of these balloons. All right. And this is all tea dyed and coffee dyed. This one I tea dyed, but most of them I coffee dyed. If you don't like the smell of coffee, another tip, I gave you the tip about making it acid free, but another tip for you is if you don't like the smell of coffee, add a teaspoon of vanilla. I don't drink coffee. I don't mind the smell, but sometimes on the paper, you can really smell it depending on the coffee brand. So I will add just a teaspoon of vanilla, and it makes it smell. In fact, when my husband came home today, he asked me if I had made him cookies. I said, of course not. I was cooking paper because I only use my oven for crafting and not so much for cooking. So, all right. I'm sorry again for this. Look at, I've already made a complete mess of my table. All right. I have to add something behind here. I just am not liking, I need to bring out the color. There's too much blandness. So I guess I need to go to my scrap box and dig through and see what I can find. All right, I like that. I think that'll work. So another tip, and I should have known better, is if you use glossy accents, it dries really quickly and makes an absolute mess on the end, clogs up very easily. So if you want a way to keep it so that it's not getting clogged up, you need to use a baby wipe. And you will squeeze it until you get the air. Put this on the end and let it go. I think it's something about the little bit of alcohol that's in these, and it will not clog up your end of your glossy accents. So a lot of times I'll just take my baby wipe and just leave over the top while I'm working. All right. So that it does not clog up. Okay. So I now have this pocket, this embellishment that I made. I'm probably going to add something over here. Not sure what yet. Might be a piece of ribbon, might be, you know what, maybe I'll add a brown button. Yeah, I'm sorry about the Zoom issue. I'm not sure what is going on. I really think it's a Facebook issue. I'm sorry, not Facebook, but a YouTube issue. Okay. I'm going to use that brown button. This button right here is a button that I got at a Amish hardware store. And so it was really cool because they keep sewing supplies and everything there. And so we were traveling and my daughter wanted to stop and see what this Amish store was all about. And so we did and went in and they had an entire section of buttons. And so they only had certain colors though, because for those of you that know about the Amish, they don't have a lot of fabric colors. But they do dress up their clothing with the button colors. And so their buttons are far more vibrant, but they all have the same pattern on them. I don't know. I think I probably bought 100 buttons while I was there. All right. So we now have this little fabric pocket. And I'm going to take this piece of ephemera that I made and I'm going to tuck it right in that tuck spot. Maybe. There we go. What do you think, guys? Like that? Oh, you're welcome, Judy, for all the tips. Yeah, pins are a hassle. And sometimes they actually get stuck in there. So I try not to use that. All right. So what do you guys think? You like this? All right. So for this page, I'm not going to do a lot. I think I'm just going to add one of these. So I'm going to do 14 cents. And I'm going to put it on a piece of muslin to just tie the muslin from the left side to the right side. So I'm just going to put that at the top. I'm going to get just a little scrap piece of muslin like that. And I'm going to add this little embellishment, and that'll be it for this page. So because I did a majority of my design down here, on the next page, I want to put the design up here. For those of you who have taken art classes, you know the power of thirds, and you want to kind of keep the momentum going. And so because I'm not going to add a lot, that just leaves me, it just kind of balances the pages. All right. Hi, I see some more people are joining us. Hi, Cheryl. Glad you've joined us. So, all right. So now we move on. This side, I'm thinking, let me see what would happen. What does that look like if I add it? Yep, I'm going to do that. So for this side, I'm going to cut. Nope, I don't want that one. I'm going to cut one of these. All right. So remember, this is just one of the pages that I shrunk down to make smaller ephemera. And I'm going to add this here as a little journaling spot. Now, remember when you're adding something like this and that you're going to be able to see on the other side, you need to get that glue pretty well spread or you're going to end up seeing it. So I'll show you in just a minute. I'm putting this down. I'm burnishing it really well. All right. So if I was to use the Arlene's Tacky Glue on there, you would see the clumps of glue. But right now, it looks like a journaling spot. It's made it a little thicker so that when someone journals here, you're going to be able to see it, and then you can journal on this side. So just another little quick tip for you. I'm going to add another piece of muslin. But before I do that, I think, let me see what I have up here. I think I'm going to stamp it. Well, let me stamp it with something a little darker. All right, so I'm just going to add that little piece right there. All right, so we're at 44 minutes and we have all the pages cut. We have embellished quite a few pages. This one, I'm not going to put a whole lot on this one. I'm just going to leave it. I like a lot of writing space. So all right. All righty. So I'm trying to do this faster than I normally would. Normally I would clean up my area before I moved on because I can't stand the mess. All right, for those of you who have not used Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, it's another amazing product. This one is Dazzling Diamonds. And so I'm going to just spray this just a little bit. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but it just gives it a little bit of glimmer. All right. Okay, I'm going to hang on to this and use it someplace else. I didn't realize this image is right here. So I am going to use that, but just we're going to hang tight for a second. I'm going to use this ephemera piece. See, this is what happens when you create as you go. All right, so I'm just going to cut this ephemera piece out. And I'm going to make another pocket with this image. All right. Actually, I'm just going to make a tuck piece here. So go just like this. And I'm going to use one of those large cards, one of these, to tuck in there. All right. So I appreciate those of you who have hung in here with me. I know this is kind of a long video. We're going to have to go like this because it's going to be too wide. There we go. All right. So I'm going to add this here. And then I have a stamp. That would be perfect for this. And it's called The Sky's the Limit. So I'm going to go ahead and ink it up. Still watching? Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Leslie. I'm glad you guys are still watching and hanging in there with me. All right. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All right. Just tear around here. And we're going to add it right here. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Thanks, Erica. Glad you're not leaving me. All right. So there's the next embellishment. So we're done with this page. So we have two. Let's see here. How many pages did we finish? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one I think we're going to stamp with a stamp pad. I have this little tiny hot air balloon. So I'm just going to just put a little stamp up there, and I think we'll put a little stamp down here. That way we have just a little something for the writing space. Perfect. All right, so that page is done. I'm going to stamp again. I want this one to say wonder. All right. What do we have here? Okay. Guess it's time to get these stamps out that I've had forever. Okay, so this right here, I want something on the edge of this page. So I'm thinking about, I think I'll use a piece of this scrap paper. You know what? I don't like that. I'm going to use a piece of this. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. If you don't have muslin in your tools, you definitely need some muslin. It's cheap. You can get it just about anywhere. And I use muslin on a lot of different things. You can stamp on it. You can use your Tattered Angel Glimmer Mist and you can color it. There's a lot of things that you can do with it. I am going to do this. Let's see how this turns out. Put these little gears on here. All right, another page done. What do you think? So everybody's always asking, how do you make a more manly journal? This journal, I think, could work as a more manly journal or as a more masculine journal. You just have to be careful of the colors you use and what you use when you're working with journals that you want to be used for males. Okay, I want to kind of show you my cover. Look at this. Guys, that seriously looks like leather. I'm so happy with how that turned out. All right. I want to set my pages to the side for a minute because I told you I wanted to try to use the other. Oh my goodness, I have a complete mess. The other polish. When I used it before, it put like a shine on everything. So we're going to give it a try. All right. See how it's much more shiny? It kind of leaves it with a waxy, smooth feeling, but I'm hoping that that will kind of go with our leather, but boy, does it have a smell. Whew. So I don't know if you can tell the difference between one side or the other, but it has a smell. This stuff does. What do you think? I kind of like that shininess. I don't know if you can see it, but it kind of makes it a little more like leather. So I remember I started with the liquid from the dollar store, Dollar Tree, and then I went ahead and went with this. All right, so the only thing is you're going to want to make sure that it is in there really well because you don't want it coming off. Don't leave a big, thick film on there. So I'm really burnishing it in because look at my fingers, guys. Yeah, I like this color. Like it a lot. All right, I'm going to fold this up. See, it's still coming off, guys. So you want to make sure to really burnish it in. Oh, wow. I wish you could see it in person because it looks amazing. Whew, but it does have a strong smell. I hope that smell goes away. All right, so I am going to fold my cover. Maybe. All right. So this is going to be the cover of my journal. Although I'm going to have to reinforce it on the inside because I want it to be a little sturdier. So, all right, let me wash my fingers. Let's see if I can. Let's see if the baby wipe will take it off. Thanks, guys. I like that waxy piece on top too. Well, shoe polish doesn't come off your hands very good, ladies. All right. This is going to be cool. I have to show you. Look. Is that not going to be amazing or what? It's going to be a nice chunky one signature journal. All right. So I'm going to put this inside cover on and then I'm going to show you how to bind it. For anybody who's new, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to bind your signature. Oh. All right. So I have a pack of Tim Holtz paper stash, and it's sort of a travel theme. So I was going to look in here and see if there's something that I can put on the inside of this. Okay, I found one. So I am going to put, all right, so should I put the map or should I put this one? So I'm going to show pages. So it's either going to be this one or it's going to be the map. I'm going to let everybody on Facebook Live choose. Map or the gray. Erica says map. Anybody else want to vote? Sorry, there goes my camera again, and I'm not sure what's going on. I've got 2, 3 for map. Map, map, and map. Sorry, guys. Not sure why it's doing that. Let's see if I can adjust my stand a little. Will that stop it? All right. So map it is. You guys said map. So I'm going to go ahead and put this map page on. All right. I think it's time for me to get some more glue. So I use either a paintbrush or I will use a old gift card to spread the glue because I don't like lumpy glue, especially Eileen's tacky glue can get lumpy. So I don't like that look. And I also don't like spots on my journal that don't have glue when you're putting two pieces together. So just another little trick of mine. All right. And then we will be ready to put this Tim Holtz map page on here. And the good thing about this page is because it's from his paper pad, it's nice and thick. All right. I gotta wipe my fingers first. All righty. So I am going to just center it as best as I can. And I'm going from the inside out as I'm spreading. Going to lift it up. Oh my gosh, you guys, I wish in person you could see this. This looks like leather. It feels like leather now since it's dried with that waxy finish on it. Yes, you could use your fingers too, Judy, if that's, I don't like to get that messy. All right, so I'm just folding it while the glue's wet. Just getting it. All right, so I am going to go ahead and use my cutter to cut off this excess. Huh, I kind of like that edge on there. Okay. Cut this side off. Do not throw away these little strips, guys. They're great for Franken pages or for making embellishments. If you don't know what, look at the inside of that. It's beautiful. If you don't know what Franken pages are, check it out on YouTube. There's lots of tutorials out there on them. All right. I'm just trimming a little closer to the edge because it's still wet. I didn't want to get too close. All right. Okay. We now have our cover done. Little piece to trim right here. This would be great for a traveler's notebook cover. All right, so there is my journal. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to show you how to bind your book. I do need to grab my clips, so hang on just 1 second. All right, I use these bullnose clips, and first I want to make sure my pages are going the right way. All right, so I start by lining this up where I want it in here. Now you can use a template. A lot of people will use a template. And I do sometimes use a template, but when I'm lazy, and because I've been doing this so long, I think I've made well over 100 journals. I will put these clips on. Make sure everything is lined up. I grab my tool. I put a hole in the center. And then I like it about 1 inch away. This is where most people will use a template. I don't use a template. I just eyeball it. And as I said, because I've been doing this so long, I'm able to do that. I wouldn't recommend it if you're a beginner, make a template. I use 2 lengths and a half. This is waxed thread. I love this waxed thread. One of these days, I'm going to buy a bookbinding needle. I don't have one of those. I just use a embroidery needle, a large one, with a hook. All right, so you go through the center. Then I hold it with my finger. I go through the top. I go back down through my center. Go up through my bottom. And then I go under this thread, take my needle out. I pull left to right, check the back to make sure that it's taut. Pull left to right. Then I turn the thread like this, tie a knot, turn again, and tie a square knot. Then I come up, cut my strings, and we have just bound our journal. So I have a few more pages to do, but that is how you make a junk journal. We'll flip through the pages that we've already done so far together tonight. I hope everybody liked this live journal making. Sky's the limit. We added that down there. And I hope everybody has a great evening. I have a few more pages to finish up. And but that is the basics of how to make the journal. So I need to decide whether I'm going to put something on the front. I kind of just like it like this. I may not put anything on the front of this one. I'm not sure. So I hope everybody has a great night. If anybody has any more questions, let me know. Thank you, Erin, how quick I am. Everybody comments on that. It I don't know. I guess I've been doing it so long. So if you have not checked out my junk journal kits that I have, I am launching a brand new junk journal kit line. Please check it out. You get the entire kit. This is just a little sampler, and I'm also featuring some of the shops. You get ephemera kits, you get all kinds of things. So this whole thing, get that whole kit for $45 shipped to your house. It's everything you need to make a junk journal. So if you're brand new or if you just want to learn some new techniques, it's $45, and then you get 2 exclusive videos via a YouTube private link of me teaching you how to do some of these tutorials and some of these embellishments and things like that. So if you like my work, if you like what I do, think about purchasing that kit. They are available right now for pre-sale in my store. It's Rachel Super Cute Creations Square. If you type that into Google, it'll pop up, but I'll also put it in the link below. So Cheryl, thanks. I'm glad you think it looks so easy when I do it. But really, if you like to make junk journals, I have made it so quick for you in those kits to get it done because all the pieces are there. You don't have to go searching. And then I'm going to show you how to make different embellishments. So have a great day, everybody. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube. Also, check me out on Instagram, and have a wonderful and blessed day.